What's up, my gnomies? Episode 22 of Dour Gnome Adventures is here with Dimitri.
That's me. I'm Bob.
Mark. And Mark.
I don't know why I'm here.
He's dead.
Brian.
Hey, I am neither Bob nor dead.
And Matt.
I am dead, and Bob, and several other people as well.
And I am your GM, Ryan.
Ooh.
So, last episode, something big happened.
No, it wasn't big. Well, actually, it was large. It was large sized.
Yeah,
Large
well,
size?
Dad got by a jelly.
He did not wiggle and jiggle.
Well, we were fighting a
he certainly folded, though.
primordial envy ooze. Is that the proper terminology? And it extended some pseudopods at us, which were actually fairly solid, real pods.
They were very real pods.
Yeah. Critted for Cog down to the ground. Punched repeatedly at Tad and Bob, bringing both of them down.
I believe I
then-
got one-shotted.
Yeah, that was a crit. That was unexpected. But then Cinderspark managed to bludgeon it into non-existence with a club. Unfortunately, the party had already run out of all healing potions. Cinderspark did not have any healing options. Cinderspark attempted to use Tad's own healing kit to stabilize.
Did not have any good healing options.
Well, yes, true. Automatic. The potions are supposed to heal you by themselves. You just, open and pour.
Yeah.
Into mouth, wounds.
Whatever orifice.
Point is, unfortunately, Tad was not able to stabilize on his own, and Cinderspark was unable to stabilize Tad with the healer's kit, and Tad expired. We then had to wait at least 10 minutes for somebody to wake up because, again, Cinderspark still didn't have any healing options. So eventually, the two party members who did stabilize on their own woke up.
2/3 of the goblins were snoring.
Yes, Cinderspark was crying, but nobody's aware of that because nobody was around to witness it.
It's true. Well, that's not true. The Harbinger was fine.
That's true. Also, a point of correction. Apparently, the summoned instrument refuses to play for anyone else. So, an extra layer to your misery. You tried to play the lute and failed. It won't work. Why won't it work? Why won't anything work today? So after
that makes me feel so much worse.
After and the Harbinger saw that the entire thing. So anyway, after we rested up, healed, decided that you know what? No, we're done. We're taking Tad's body and we're going back to town. Vercog had to go and search. Well, we all searched the room to see if there was anything useful in it, and Vercog found a particularly fresh-looking book on the shelves and pulled it,
nice, shiny.
And it opened a door. And behind that door, there were dudes, and the dudes were talking in a language we didn't get. And we shut the door, and we basically ran with Tad's corpse. And then we dragged Tad all the way through the tunnel, back to Stonehome, out of the Stonehome, back to town, into Elsie's. We gave Elsie the breakdown. We found out that there's nobody who can actually bring him back from the dead, which we kind of expected because this isn't a metropolis and not like we had any capabilities of the sort back home. I don't think any of the elders are a high enough caster to have resurrection of any kind. But then, after, we were all somber and arranging a wake for Tad by drinking that keg that Cinderspark has been lugging around for a good long while, we realized that Tad's glowing balls were still on. And nobody but Tad could dismiss the light spell.
Never forget his light.
So for 24 hours after he cast it, there were 2 glowing balls right on his crotch. We had to put like extra blankets on top of the course just to somehow dampen the light. And then we drank our way into sleeping stupor, as, the Canaanites that we are, we should. But we did actually ask the acolytes of Gorum if they knew proper rites for, what was the name of Tad's goddess? Thank you. Right. So they offered to inter him in their cemetery. We asked them to make sure that they also did her rites, so we didn't accidentally desecrate the corpse of a cleric, because we had enough problems today. Yes, we had enough problems before that. We had briefly considered on our way out tossing Tad's corpse into the grinding altar to desecrate it, and decided against it.
I was about to say, we might have talked about that. We came nowhere near deciding that.
It was briefly considered and quickly put aside.
By who?
I mean,
this happened in Bob's head.
Somebody mentioned it.
Bob decided on his own.
It actually wasn't Bob who mentioned it. Okay. Do you want to go back to the tape?
Do we got to replay the tape?
I'd like to submit to the jury.
I actually don't remember if it was Bob, so if it turns out on tape that it actually was me, I apologize.
We do have a full record of it. I'm just not familiar with it now.
Retroactively, forward, proactive,
retroactive continuity.
Retcon active.
Absolutely no way to know for certain. One way or the other, we'll just move on.
Right. So, I hope we all wake up from our
hangovers.
Do we get to click the sleepy button?
Ooh,
Not quite yet.
Okay.
So you guys drift off to sleep.
Yeah.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's dark.
No, it's not. That's balls are glowing.
Dimitri, stop.
They have moved Tad's body from indoors to outdoors and put it on display as a hero's display. And people have come by already and dropped flowers on his body and on the ground around him. But you guys drift off to sleep. I will allow you guys to hit that button a little bit. But we're going to drift to a wilderness camp. The scene is bloody. Bodies litter the camp. Blood is spattered on the tents, rocks, trees, and ground. One figure is standing in the center of camp. Mark, what does this figure look like?
You see a hulking, what was previously called a half-orc, but is now called a
Dromar.
There you go. Sorry, I was trying to find the tab. Dromar. He's in full plate and covered in blood and gore and viscera. Tall, hulking, green-skinned. And he looks around panting, wondering who else around him may still be alive.
You look around. There's 5 bodies wearing similar garb to you. You also see 5 other bodies look to be Darrows. And it seems odd that Darrows are above ground. They're usually found in the depths.
Having not been unfamiliar with Darrows, but how odd it is, he doesn't quite take time to take stock of them. He's wildly looking around, ensuring that nobody else is coming or alive or around.
Yeah. You go through, you look at the first body nearest you, and it doesn't seem like they're breathing. You go to the next body. There's a bolt right in the heart. Next body, same thing. And you go through all 5 bodies. Nobody is breathing. Pools of blood. They're spattered in blood. Some are in, like they were bedding down for the night, out of their armor. Some are half out of their armor. Give me a perception check.
It's a 4 on the die for 8 total.
8 total. All right. And that is going to be your initiative. As you're standing there, you hear a click and a crossbow bolt, hits you square in the chest. Are you
killing another fucking character already?
Yes.
Like
before he even joins the party? Wow, you're hardcore.
26 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
Did you just crit somebody we haven't even met?
I don't think your AC is higher than.
Yeah.
That is 3 points of piercing damage. And let's see, what is your fortitude save like?
He is killing you.
It's pretty great.
Go ahead and roll that for me.
Before he rolls that, this character has something very specific. Before I roll, I have the ability to be granted through my god a +2 status bonus on saves against disease and poisons. Should I include that?
Sure.
So 17 on the die for 26 total.
26, you feel fine right now. So you have dark vision, right?
I do.
To about 40 feet to the northeast of you, you see a figure, small in stature, wild hair, with a hand crossbow. And you see him reloading it. And yep, that would be all 3 actions because he stepped out, shot, and reloaded.
Okay.
So
what my character sees is a small gnomish looking.
This looks like a Darrow. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pale white skin and milky white eyes with a top knot and cowboy duster. But assuming that is the only one there, or if not, realizing that closing would benefit attacking somebody with a crossbow, my character is going to double move into the face of our antagonist, and he will take a singular strike with his great sword. It's going to be a 9 on the die for 16 total.
16 is not going to hit.
All right, and that is the end of his turn.
All right. This guy is going to swap weapons and then is going to take a strike with an Atlas. But I don't believe an 18 is going to be enough to hit you.
It does not.
And then for its second action, it is going to move around to the other side of the tree.
Okay, we can play these games.
You want to dance, little man? We dance around the tree.
All right, your turn.
My character is going, he will move around the tree to be next to the antagonist. And instead of swinging twice, he's going to actually use one action and begin glaring and shriek at this character. And he is going to make an intimidation check against your will DC.
All right.
And that is going to be 23 on the die. I'm sorry, 23 total.
23 total is a crit success.
Okay, so he is demoralized. And I don't know what the critical is for that. I'm sorry, critical success. The target becomes frightened 2.
Ooh.
Frightened 2. All right.
And then with his final action, he will attack for 10 on the die for 17 total.
17. That is going to hit this time. Go ahead and roll me some damage.
5 points of damage. That's the end of his turn.
That's it? All right. You say disrespectful?
Yes.
He doesn't like that very much, so it's going to swing back with the Atlas. And miss again. It's going to step back about 10 feet from you. It's going to swing the Atlas. It's going to try to trip you.
Does an Atlas have 20 feet of reach?
It does. It is a tethered weapon. So it's got like it's got a hook on one end, and it's hooked with a chain to like a wooden handle.
It is a very, very odd weapon.
Yeah. So this is an athletics check against your reflex DC. That is a 13.
I do not know where my reflex DC is, but I have a +5 in reflex, so I assume that you're not going to...
Yeah, your reflex DC is your +5, +10. So that is 1, 2, 3 actions. Does not trip you.
All right, my character is going to go forward, and now this time he will swing twice. Also, remember your frighten goes down 1 step.
Okay.
First strike is a 23.
That is a hit.
That's 10 points of damage.
That's what I was expecting last time.
And the second attack is going to be a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
That's the end of the turn.
All right. And he yells out in a language that you have not been able to understand. But there's a word that doesn't fit. And that word that comes out is Mitramar. It comes out in kind of a garbled kind of sound. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I knew that name.
So that is 8 points of damage. He's going to move over here, and he's going to try the same thing with that Atlas. This time it is a 25 to trip you. I believe that is a critical success. Oh, wait, no, that is not a 25. I take that back. That is a 20 to trip you. I did not take into account the map. So that is not a critical success, but a success. So you would fall prone. And that is 3 actions. Go ahead.
I will stand up. I will then... I do not draw my weapon when I fall prone.
Nope.
Via this, right? Okay.
No.
I'll take 15 feet, and then I will strike once. 20 to hit.
20 is a hit.
6 points of damage.
And you can describe your kill.
He takes the greatsword as he screams and puts it right between his neck and his clavicle, and takes it down. Takes this thing down.
All right, and that will end the encounter. You see this thing fall, and it's dark. Everything's bloody. You don't hear anything else. It's just eerily silent, aside from the occasional night bird, owls, crows.
Ooh. Ooh.
Discretion being the better part of valor, however, after being hit like that, he's going to make flee effectively, and attempt to get out of here.
I like make flee.
All right. And you make haste from the camp. You figure that you can be back to Stoneholm before daybreak. So you make your way back. I assume you're going to Stoneholm?
Yes. He's attempting to return.
So you go back to Stoneholm. And as you approach, the front door is wide open. The gate is open. Seems odd to you. But more odd, you look through the front door and you see two bodies laying within.
We've reset the trap, right? So they're just laying on the floor. No?
We did not. That's why we didn't have to avoid it with Tad's body.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, this is basically like in the hallway where we set off the trap initially, not just in the courtyard.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Well, what you might notice in the courtyard is that there are drag marks because we have dragged multiple things down that road.
And goat tracks.
Tad included.
Goat tracks. So he's like, damn it, somebody took the goat.
I never liked any of those humans and whatever in the keep, but the goat, they can't get away from me for taking the goat. I will have my goat venge.
So knowing that the trap exists, but more worried about the dead bodies and more specifically his current constitution.
Oh no, the trap has been sprung. The spears are there. We never actually reset it after the what's his name? Smithy.
Blacksmith.
Yeah. Trigby, thank you. After he set it off and walked out, we just kind of
triggered the trap.
Yeah, we just kind of dragged everything around the spears, I guess.
I'll set your token on the map in front of the doorway. You can see the two bodies there. You see this
dangling corpses.
The blades sticking up through.
Sorry, real quick. Tad's body had to be like angled through the spikes. Then, like a
Plinko with Tad's body.
Plinko, that's it.
We made it work.
So, my character seeing the dead bodies in the trap is in no condition currently, especially solitary, to be able to affect anything. So he's gonna scream into the hallway, brothers, who's there?
And you get no response, and you can see the other door, the door beyond the hall is open, and you see another body beyond, which is heavily armored. It looks like typical armor for Stoneholm, but what's out of place is how rusted it is. You guys know that armor is well taken care of within, and you haven't been gone but a little over a week, maybe 2 weeks.
Could I potentially do a check from here to see if I understand why that might have happened?
Yeah, you could try that. That will be Arcana, Occultism, or let's see. Yeah.
Okay. I'm untrained in that. Can I still make it?
Yep.
Cool. It's a 9 total.
Yeah, you're not real sure. Yeah, you have no idea, honestly. You just know that it doesn't make sense. Like, with your armor training, your metallurgy, you know that armor just doesn't rust that fast, especially as well taken care of. Seems unnatural.
So, understanding that he can likely find a place to rest and recuperate before walking into here, and against his better judgment, to Dimitri's point, there would be drag marks that seem kind of odd, or specifically a lack of foot traffic that he would be used to. So, can I do a survival check? Survival check as I retreat to the town.
Absolutely.
That's going to be a 16.
Tiny little feet.
16, yeah. You don't feel any pressure to like behind you or anything like that. You're not rushed, so you're easily able to follow the tracks back. You see that the drag marks do stop, but there's a particular set of footprints that continue on to Elsie's and pick up another set of footprints.
Much like Lord of the Rings, he follows the path and then says, they argued about whether they should pick up a cart for 30 minutes right here before continuing into the town.
Did you know that Mark actually broke his toe in that scene?
They would be but children to your eyes.
And my character is gonna head back to the town following the tracks.
All right. You follow the tracks all the way back to Elsie's.
And did you know that Darrow threw a real knife at Mark's character and he had
Oh my god.
Do I recognize, or am I able to pick up amongst the drag marks goblin footsteps or whatever going in and out?
Do you guys, I'm assuming, wear shoes of some sort, right?
What?
Are you a barefoot rogue?
Who the fuck wears shoes? Oh my god.
I do. Sorry. Very disappointing.
And shoes.
You're such a dandy wearing shoes.
Yes.
There's a couple of refined goblins.
My armor is basically fancy clothing.
Go ahead and give me another survival check.
However, we had been dragging things behind us.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of have been removing our own tracks. I mean, obviously the drag thing is going to leave a huge track right down the road, but we're dragging it from the front, not the back. Actually, no.
17.
What's that?
17.
17? Yeah, you pick up one set is definitely goblin. The other two are small shod feet. And then it looks like a human-sized pair of feet joined where the drag mark stopped.
Is it a society check to realize that the drag marks are from Tad's ass after we dragged him, his corpse from Stonehome?
But remember, we didn't actually drag him as Tad's corpse. We put him onto like one of those broken breastplates from the artificial minotaurs that we fought. So we actually dragged him on like a bull.
The not peed in one. I hope.
Yes. It's hard to tell. It was several encounters ago. I couldn't remember which was which.
The one that doesn't smell.
True.
Doesn't smell like goblin piss. So yeah, you make your way back to Elsie's. You see this body laid on display out front. Flowers placed upon his body. Flowers dropped on the ground around it. And there's a faint glow from under a blanket. Under a covering.
I peeked to see what the glow is.
It is now a bright glow from between his legs.
And I put it back down. He's delirious at this point, after having run through the night, and thinks no better of it before trying to go into the inn to learn what news might have happened.
And by this time, it is early morning, and Elsie is already up and about. You smell the bread cooking, pies cooking. She steps out. She's the only one up and moving. And she just shouts, "Oh my God, what happened?" She just sees you drenched in blood. And she can tell that you're battle-worn.
Is it a perception check to wake up due to shouting, or what?
I would say within there, you would probably wake up to this shouting. It's more of a screech.
We drank a keg last night.
It's true. So first of all,
If you want to roll perception, go for it.
should we rest for the night because we haven't pressed?
Yes.
pressed the button yet.
Yeah, you can rest for the. Now you can hit the rest button.
No,
Wonderful.
sorry, kind of already did.
Yeah, a while ago.
I didn't because I'm a good person.
But she shouts as you walk, as you're standing there drenched in blood.
Ah, damn it. I wake up. I rolled a total of 24.
Yes.
In response, you'd hear a deeper voice, not quite yelling, but very sternly saying, I came to ask you the same. I need to rest. I need your rooms. But what has happened at Stonehome?
And she looks over at the 3 goblins sleeping in bedrolls along the wall.
No longer sleeping.
And you see the one stirring, at least. And she points. They can probably fill you in better than I can.
What am I looking at?
You are looking at, I misspoke earlier. You're looking at a 6'5" half-orc drummer. Sorry, I will get that right. I misspoke and said full plate, but he's currently in half because he's broke at level 2.
Half orc, half plate.
No, he broke in half.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. He's half orc. What's the other half?
The other
Valid
half.
question.
The other half is the missing hit points.
Yeah.
Once you heal him, he refills the full orc.
He's covered in blood and ragged, with a greatsword strapped to his back. And he says in perfect goblin, after she directs him to you, and says, I saw footprints of your kind in the courtyard. Were you there? What is going on?
Can this wait until after breakfast? Elsie?
Did somebody say breakfast?
Elsie, what you got for hangover?
Speaking of hangovers, I have a disease to roll against when I wake up.
Oh, shit, that's right. You have a worse hangover than the rest of us.
When he does that, can I do an intimidation check? Or coercion, which I think coercion takes a minute.
On Bob.
But...
You want to get answers out of Bob. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see it.
It's 21 against
Are you trying diplomacy or are you trying to muscle it out of me?
Intimidation. I'm trying to get you to shut up.
You, sir.
Bob is just looking at him with googly eyes now.
No, I'm just looking at him like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I've shut up. I'm just looking at him like, okay, now what? So
one of you, what happened?
Well,
can I roll against my disease, Ryan?
Go for it.
We're from
does Cinderspark still get the +2 from the
anti-plague?
Yes.
And then you'll have to drink another.
Okay, well, it's a 24 without the anti-plague. It would be a 26 with the effects.
26. You drop by 2 stages.
Ooh, that would put me at none.
You are no longer diseased.
Well, you see,
Yay! See,
we're
the
from
vodka.
We're from a town on the other side of the bridge called Osprey Cove. And a couple of days ago, a disciple of Gorham showed up in our town with these rusty marks on him and crossbow bolt holes in him, and just plumb died right in the middle in our town square.
Just plumb died.
Good so far?
Yep.
Okay. So, our town council made the decision that we should make the trip over here to Iron Harbor to talk about what had happened and figure out what was going on with the disease that the gentleman seemed to have. We came here, got attacked by a weird dwarven guy with a centipede with him, mind you. Came into town with our adopted mom, Elder Ordway of Elder Mom. Yes, thank you. Of Osprey Cove, and she went into Stoneholm and hasn't come out. So we went inside to go see if we can find her. And so far, we have been unsuccessful. Good so far, guys?
Oh, I'm not talking to this brute.
Yeah.
I'm talking
He wanted me to shut
you,
up.
Bob.
Oh, well,
I'm talking to you. You don't want to talk to me?
no. We've been over this the previous morning. Until I've had breakfast, I don't want to talk to anybody. Out of character.
Wait, can we get...
Okay, I'm going to assume that I'm doing a good job.
Yes, very good
Okay.
job.
I don't want you to be out of character. I want to finish what I'm saying if you're not going to be helpful. So, where were we? Oh, we investigated down into Stoneholm. We found several other problematic, former, current, worshippers of Gorham who had the same marks on them. Oh, I forgot. They, their armor, was deteriorating from rust.
I've seen this. I went to the courtyard and I saw a body with deteriorating rust.
Yes.
Certainly something that couldn't have happened within the 2 weeks that I was there.
No. It seems to be happening very, very fast.
And you've been in there. You've been into Stoneholm, the Citadel in its entirety.
Yep.
Didn't Trigvi tell us that there was some flask that Homeboy opened up that was just kind of put a cloud that kind of instantly rustified people?
Actually, I think Vanda told us this rather than him.
Yep.
Well, they all look alike to me.
You make your good point.
Who is, and he's searching for the word in Goblin, Homeboy. which you mentioned. Who is Homeboy?
Fun fact, saying homeboy in Goblin is the exact same way you say it in English.
I've just walked off trying to get breakfast out
Bye,
of
Bob.
Elsie.
Bye, Bob. So, at that point, we broke our way into a barricaded room, and the only reason that's important is it's the only sign we have seen of our adopted mother, Ordwy.
Right. We did save Vanda and Trigvi. They're around here somewhere. Are they still...
It appears that whatever is going on, it has something to do with, and Verkad gets on a chair, points out the window, and points at the circle of rust things across the way on the island. That place.
Brian had a question about where Vanda and
Vanda, Trigvi, and the other acolytes that we pulled out the dungeon.
The acolytes are actually more important because they were staying here at Elsie's, unless they disappeared overnight.
Yep.
They are.
But
They
so
are
was
still
Trigvi
there.
and...
Yes.
Yeah, so
but
I mean, they
this
can also
new
chime
guy
in.
might. This new guy might recognize some of them.
So they roused. All five of them roused. They've been staying there as well. With you guys.
I mean, they can feel free to help fill in what happened at Stoneholm because they know they were there before we were, and we pulled them out of a hole in the wall, basically.
Vanda and Trigvi, as you're telling them about the the bottle and the cork and stuff. They're nodding their head. Yes, that happened. He turned him against us. Something in the Johann. My grandfather. He spoke of his grandfather's.
Yep. Explore and reclaim my father's works beneath Rusthenge.
Yeah.
And something about. Do you recognize the name Tsar Ozmak? Does that sound familiar to you?
Ryan, would I know that?
No, you wouldn't.
I don't know. I generally scouted the area on the island surrounding here. I may have seen you, and he points to Tryggvi and their ilk in passing, but who is this person? How did they get into Stoneholm? Were they welcomed?
They were a trading representative from New Thassalon. And Verkad gets right back on the bench, points out the window to the Thessalonian ship that is still there, Ryan?
It is actually pulling away.
Oh, shoot. They're leaving.
Yeah, they did say they were leaving today.
Yeah, they're having a bad time.
As the sun comes up, they are pulling away, and Vanda says, Lord Ragnolf greeted them and welcomed them in.
That is a name I do recognize.
Yeah, you would
find it unbelievable that he would welcome them in if it was to turn my brothers into this rust.
Was that the dwarf?
Out of character, yes, that was the dwarf whose weapon Bob is carrying.
Asking in character.
Yeah, yes, he was a dwarf. Why?
Oh yeah, no, we killed him. He was trying to murder us.
And everybody else in the place just kind of, all the heads just turn towards you.
I told that to Elsie last night. They were there. This was before we were drinking the keg. This shouldn't be news unless they forgot everything because they were drinking with us. Like yesterday it would have been news.
Yeah, it's just like how is he going to respond to this information that you killed his leader?
I did say.
Oh yeah, this is a Warhammer. Shouts Bob from the.
Yeah, you see Bob holding this fanciful Warhammer.
Do you recognize this?
I do. It used to be attached to a dwarf.
No. He tried to make it part of us. I believe he might have critted somebody with it, and
he hit me pretty hard with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he kept ranting about the rust being stronger than iron or something.
He was wrong.
Well, yes, clearly, because we beat him with iron weapons, and his armor was pretty rusted. So I guess.
Is this the dwarven guy? I just walked back in.
Yeah. But more importantly, neither Vander, nor Tryggvi, nor any of your Goromite friends had actually responded to my request of a rundown of who was in Stoneholm and whom we might face. So we had no idea he was even the dwarf. Like their leader was the dwarf. Maybe, Vanda, if you didn't just toss your great sword at Tad and call it a day, maybe if you had actually come down to the basement with us, you would have been able to tell us, oh, wait, no, that's our leader, take him alive. But no, you decided, I'm done here. It's your problem now.
Take a chill pill.
See, this is why I don't want to talk to anybody until I've had breakfast.
Bob needs a Snickers.
Just have breakfast. Just have breakfast.
Bob goes back into the kitchen to help Elsie.
For the record, Bob is like this when he doesn't eat.
It's true.
My character is incredibly stern. Having seen the Warhammer, he's just filled with a rage that is barely below the surface. But the problem is that, like, having been faced with all of this, having seen the dead body with the rusted and everything else coming into play, and then very specifically, you saved your life when you said, the rust is thicker than the whatever. So he kind of backs down and realizes that you have been closer and that there is something going on in there. And he says, I should at minimum introduce myself. I'm an acolyte of Gorham. Acolyte is, I don't know what word you use in Goblin, but we probably switched to common at some point because the other people. But Stonehome is my home of stone. But,
are you a stone?
I have to trust that it was untoward when you killed the leader of Stonehome, and I'm exhausted more than anything right now, and in no shape to fight. I need to go back. I need to see what happened to my people.
Well, we were planning on going back.
Have I had breakfast yet?
I imagine that you've been helping Elsie.
Uh-huh.
And, like, taking bits of, like, she puts something on the counter, you grab a handful of it.
Well, no.
Grab a muffin.
No. I know better than to do anything in a kitchen that the owner of that kitchen hasn't told me to do. I am assisting her in every way I can. And if she isn't asking for anything, I'm using prestidigitation to clean up.
And she's like, it's okay, Bob. You can eat.
Thank you.
You can eat, Bob.
Is there enough to bring out to them, or should I just...
Yeah, there's plenty.
Okay, so I am going to come out of the kitchen carrying as many dishes as my small stature allows, though I do have some practice, thanks to Elder Ordwe being my adopted mother and her running the bar and me running around in it. So I bring out food, and I bring as much as Elsie hands me, and I just put it in front of whoever's closest. I'm not picking, except for the new guy, because the new guy's still standing in the middle of the room.
Themselves closest.
Sure. New guy's still standing in the middle of the room dripping blood, so, it's not exactly the indoor behavior.
Sorry, what?
I get a look at him.
What's your name, by the way?
Can I get you cleaned up, my guy?
It'd be appreciated. And my name is Borm.
Okay, Borm.
Okay.
This may be a bit forward, but can you undress a bit so I can treat your wound?
I go back in the kitchen.
Yeah, you go back in the kitchen.
I didn't realize it was going to be that kind of morning.
Go fix a sandwich.
No. See, for this, I also need a hangover cure.
Yes. Go fix a sandwich.
We need mood music.
Down.
I appreciate the insight, but the viscera's on the outside. When I'm more comfortable, I may shed my armor.
Okay. Then how about this? I find a bucket with a sponge, and some water. Will this help you clean up then?
Yeah, I thought we were talking about magic. I know how to use a sponge. We'll do that.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't have the experience with people who are not goblins. And to be brutally honest, they need help with sponge sometimes.
He's large. There's a lot of him. He can't reach some of those places.
Aren't you making yourself a sandwich?
I'm still screaming from the kitchen.
Go make a sandwich.
I'm not making any sandwiches. Elsie's bringing out some sandwiches, and I'm helping her, okay?
Good, go help.
And,
but I can't cast prestidigitation,
Be a sandwich?
Oh, go help, please.
Johan steps forward. Borm, are you the only one to make it?
We were ambushed in our sleep. And although we had watch, I do not know what happened, but I'm the only one from our party that made it. I'll need to do recovery, but I think this is a larger issue currently.
Question. Since Cinderspark was rolling against disease, were the acolytes also rolling against their disease?
They did.
Oh, yeah.
Do they seem better or worse?
They seem better.
Are they capable of casting any spells?
Yes.
Then perhaps they can heal the newcomer.
They could. So he says, Real Deck, he didn't make it. Tarir, Galof, Silu, Darius, none of them made it?
That's a lot of names.
None of those names that I remember vividly.
That I've totally heard before.
What? He was standing in the middle of camp and their names were floating right above the corpses.
I mean, he'd been traveling with them for some time. And
Don't spend all the names in one place, Ryan.
Dimitri, start writing.
I don't do that.
Oh, I hope you memorized them.
No. As a goblin, I'm not supposed to be doing that. I've been listening to Cinderspark, and according to goblin lore, none of this should be written down. Verkag is breaking the rules all by himself.
Let me take a look at you. See if we can get you healed up. He is gonna cast some heal spells.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of a check to determine if somebody's afflicted?
I would assume that you can make a heal check and do it.
Just a heal check?
Right.
Because I remember there being, like, we were at some point playing Pathfinder 1 and trying to figure out who's sick and who's not, and we couldn't figure out the mechanic for it.
You would do medicine?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 90% sure. Yeah, there's no action for that. There's no activity, no exploration activity or downtime activity besides treat disease.
So once it shows up and you know it's there, you can do something about it.
I suppose, but I would use heal and use that to determine, look at symptoms and be able to determine whether what kind of disease you have there.
How many hit points are you down, Mark?
I am down 11.
All right. Well, you got 12 back.
Nice.
Because, the last Goromites we picked up were diseased.
He does not appear from appearances to have like rust splotches or anything like that.
This one.
And his armor looks okay too?
Yep.
Aside from the blood.
Well, and crossbow bolts, because unless he yanked those out.
True.
I would imagine he did not run all the way back to Stoneholm with a crossbow bolt in his chest.
Hey, listen, that Goromite who started this entire adventure did. Like, he had days of travel to pull those
honestly,
bolts out of him.
Track record. I mean, all evidence to the contrary here.
Like, I'm sorry. I know you want those Goromites to seem competent, but in order to facilitate the adventure,
reality,
they had to be incompetent. So from our character's perspective, it's like, for the last 100 years, we have not met these dudes, and we've been told propaganda about how we're better than them, and here is the proof.
Well, also, to be fair, they were told propaganda that we all talk to birds, and here we fucking show up.
Talking to birds.
I mean, I talk to birds.
And you are from Osprey Cove. Oh, that's true. Everyone is Bob.
No.
No one is
Nope.
Bob.
No.
No one is Bob?
No one is Bob.
Great, and I can just disappear in the crowd.
So you are all healed, Orm. You are still probably bloody. And he goes over and grabs a tabard. Says, here, this will probably look better than the bloody one you're wearing now. You wanted to put this on.
What?
And he does, but he also says that I know you just woke up. I've been I've been up all night, but I'm eager to go. Does anyone have anything for this fatigue I feel, so that I might head back today? If I assume, are you going back? I would like a party to go with.
Yep. We're going.
We're planning on going back, yeah.
Does Elsie sell Red Bull or 4-hour energy?
5-hour energy, Dimitri. 5.
Cocaine.
You know, that actually was popping through my head. I'm like,
Traditional recipe.
A packet of powder.
Marching powder.
Halfling marching powder.
Colombian march. A halfling marching powder.
Yeah. Came in on the caravan. Finest quality.
from
And he casts a spell, and it says it won't last the full 24 hours. It won't last till morning. You'll need to rest at night, but this should help you get through the day.
Does that suppress the mechanical fatigue condition?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Borm, is it?
Yes.
Are you capable of using martial weapons?
Yes.
Would you be able to use Sister Vanda's greatsword, which she laid down with together with her responsibilities?
You're really just not going to let go of that.
No.
Twisting the knife constantly.
She's the reason my adopted mother has been kidnapped. I told her, I'm not letting this go. Anyway.
I'm going to go outside while he continues to harp on this.
Can you use this greatsword? Because she just handed it off to... well, he's gone now. Anyway. I can use it, but not well. Can you?
Yes, a greatsword is the weapon of my deity. I can use that well, and he holds out his greatsword.
All right. Is yours magical? Because hers was.
Only magical as I wield it, but I'm more than happy to take a look at yours.
Hers.
It is a +1.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Here. You compare the two great swords, maybe outside, maybe where you can swing them without hitting things.
And you know hers has a +1 rune on it.
Yeah, that's actually better. I'm more than happy to take that.
Good. It's heavy. I can't really carry that.
I don't know if it's on your character. I know Tad had one as well. Can someone just move it into mine?
That was the one on Tad. Tad was the one carrying it. I don't know where it ended up mechanically, like if it's in the party sheet or his inventory or what.
I got it.
Okay.
Cool.
Bob has some questions for Elsie. When she is free after having served everybody breakfast and or hangover cures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you brought out the food, so she's just she's chilling now.
Right. My question is, because it doesn't look like there's a store in town, and I doubt the blacksmith would be able to just have something in small size. I'm wondering if she, in her store, happens to have better armor than just fancy clothing I'm wearing for a small-sized creature. Specifically, I'm looking for light armor. So, leather or chain. Is it still chain shirt? What's it called?
There is a chain shirt.
Chain shirt is...
Studded leather or chain shirt. Those are the armors that Bob could theoretically wear, because he is only proficient with light.
All right, so the chain shirt does have the noisy property.
I'm not... Yes. I'm more concerned with whether she has any that are sized for small creatures and would actually fit me.
Yes, she has both.
Okay. That's excellent. Chain shirt would actually be preferable because despite being noisy, it's flexible, meaning that it's check penalty, which Bob has a strength of 0, so Bob has to concern with, would not apply to some of the stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head.
A better question is how many healing potions does Elsie currently have? Because I think we're going to buy all of them.
Yes. Every healing potion.
She has... Let me see here how many she has. She has 4 of them.
Okay. How expensive is that?
It is... So she has 4 lessers. They are 12 gold pieces each.
Okay.
Borum just starts walking down the street.
Sounds good. Follow Borm.
All right.
Wait, how's the goat?
As your human walks off, or excuse me, your Dromar walks off, he's ready to battle. Elsie's like, the goat's fine. I'm gonna go feed it soon.
When we come back, Elsie, I would like to purchase some saddlebags for it.
Actually,
and
Elsie,
and a hat.
if you are capable of crafting potions of healing, we would very much appreciate it if you spent your time doing that, because I anticipate coming back here and needing more.
You guys are cleaning me out here. I don't make them.
Oh, dear.
Buy them.
Okay.
Well, sorry, we're so incompetent.
So I guess we're going back into the stone home?
Yep.
Back to Stonehome.
Along the walk, Borum explains that unfortunately he doesn't know any back doors, as it'd be a pretty shitty fort if they told everybody that went into it that there was another way around. So he recommends just kind of go
Hold on.
the way we did.
Before we leave, can I actually get like an accurate count, a head count from the surviving Goromites of how many of them were actually in Stonehome? Or a ballpark? Or like, are there any lieutenants besides the dwarf that we should look out for?
So he goes over. He's like, well, you know, Sister Vanda, Trigvi, I'm Johan. This is my brother, Braden. Over there's Will. You know, you saved us. Vargas, he was the one that was locked with us and died.
Okay, let me roll this back a little. So you guys were at a general meeting when, what's his name? Mitramar?
Yes.
Yep.
Popped open some sort of a bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there was general fighting, and some of those who were not affected were slain, and the rest of you were either forced into a holding cell or forced to collaborate, right? So
Yes.
what interests us is how many of those who were with Mitramar as a result of this, how many of them were there? Because obviously Lord Ragnolf was one of them, and we took him down. But we didn't know to expect the dwarf to be him. So I want to avoid a repetition of this. I want to make sure that if there's like any particular Goromites you don't think would fanatically fight to the death. I mean, mechanically, there is an option to knock people out, right?
Yeah.
How does that work in this situation?
There's non-lethal.
It doesn't work.
No?
You can try.
No, that's the thing. I don't know how it works, and I wouldn't try unless somebody told me to. So I've just been swinging lethal. I mean, I'm fairly certain nobody wanted us to capture that ooze.
So you can do non-lethal damage. You can make non-lethal attack to knock someone out instead of killing them. Weapons with the non-lethal trait, including fists, do this automatically. You take a -2 circumstance penalty to the attack roll when you make a non-lethal attack using a weapon or unarmed attack that doesn't have the non-lethal trait. You also take this penalty when making a lethal attack using a non-lethal weapon. Spells and other effects with the non-lethal trait that reduce a creature to 0 hit points knock the creature out instead of killing them.
Okay, I see where you're saying it doesn't work. Because first, you have to declare it before you swing. Second, it has to be on the swing that brings it to 0. Like, unless like we can absolutely tell that somebody is on death's door, and then we smack him with non-lethal, and we hit, and we do damage. Yeah, it's a little too fiddly. So I guess we should just ask them if there's anybody else precious to the town, like Lord Ragnalf was, so we don't kill their entire command structure. No? All right. I guess we're killing any Goromites we come across.
Back to my list. It says the 2 bodies at the door. That was Kusu and Riraz.
The dangling corpses.
Right.
Yes, the dangling corpses.
There were 2 guys in the main hall.
I don't think Garot would fight. We haven't seen or heard from him. I haven't seen Themos, Ethel, or Lena. But they would fight.
Okay, hold on. We should be talking to Vanda. She was actually walking around with these people. She commanded 2 of them in a fight against us. Or she's pretended to.
She said she stayed upstairs.
And she says, she interjects. Themos and Ethel, they fell. They already killed them. Lena too. Lena's dead as well.
Okay, I have a question. How many went down with Mitramar?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can we get like
so right now,
5, a dozen?
The names you got, 1 is unaccounted for.
Okay.
And to be clear, when we were actually under Rusthenge, which we assume that's under Rusthenge, we've only dealt with cultists and Lord Ragnalf. We didn't actually see any fallen acolytes down there. Okay. So potentially there might still be fallen acolytes of Gorum down there.
There could be.
Okay. All right. And like what? 1 or 2?
Yeah, they tell you basically that they go through the names back and forth. Like Sister Vanda confirms the names, and Johan looks at thinks of names, and there's 1 that's not accounted for.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty grim.
Good work, guys.
No, I mean, if the 6 of them are the only surviving Goromites, that's pretty freaking grim.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess we're going to the Stonehome and descending and traumatizing Borm.
I guess it's going to be leadership of Stonehome is going to be down to Borm and Sister Vanda. And
wow.
A battle between the 2.
Yeah, you can fight it out when we're done.
Battle? Battle? Sister Vanda in a battle? She's just going to drop her weapon again.
Anyway, Borm, we've already met Bob. That's for Cog. I'm Cinderspark, and that's the Harbinger of Doom.
The Void, please.
My mistake.
All good.
Doom, the Void, Peanuts.
No.
Peanuts?
Yes.
Respect the bird.
We hand peanuts to the bird as a sign of respect.
All right. So you guys make your way back to Stonehome. And, of course, the scene is still grim as you enter Stonehome through the front door.
It's old hat by now.
I make sure to mention to Borm that there's a trap that springs these. And the reason we didn't reset it is because Trygve, even though he told us how to reset it, tripped it on the way out and injured himself.
We did reset it, and then he tripped it.
Right, so we're just keeping it the spears up now.
I'm surprised somebody is dumb enough to trip this. It may be the first time that's ever happened.
It wasn't my best work.
No, wasn't that Tad that did?
That was
Tad.
It was
putting
Tad.
his human hands on things.
This trap.
I tripped some other traps.
Yeah, this trap has only been tripped by humans.
It's true. It's a human trap. The altar, though, that has an appetite for goblins as well.
Well, Chalk. Chalk wakes it up.
Chalk as well, yes.
Yes, and singing puts it back.
We sung it to sleep, yes.
Yes.
It was the savage altar.
So as we near, I guess, Ryan, do we make it to the courtyard? Are we gonna go to that map potentially, or?
You want to go to that map, the first floor of Stonehome?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to go through the entire thing, but I mean, Borm is both in awe and shocked, and kind of illustrates what was here. And you guys have been through here, so you may have known.
Oh, sure. Bob will narrate the trauma for you, so you don't just experience it yourself.
Yeah.
So I'll bring you guys to that map.
And we don't have to go room by room, but basically, Borm is asking what happened here, and you narrate, what you found. And
we got here, these dudes were dead. Those dudes were alive, and they attacked us.
Yeah. We can hand wave that until we get to the second floor.
Right.
Do you guys go up to the second floor, or you guys go down?
Well, I mean, if he insists to know, then we're going to show him a Zombie, because we did mention it.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel divinely healthy.
No. What is this? Unlimited duration. Granted by divine health. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to object. I shall not look a gift god in the mouth.
Oh, probably the...
It's my aura, but I don't know why you'd have divine health.
Borm has an aura?
Oh, allies in your champion's aura get this benefit, but their bonus is +1, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a +1 bonus to saves against disease and poisons, and flat checks to recover from persistent poison damage. Quick aside, Ryan, this new iteration of Foundry is awesome. Like, not having to drag auras and having it be automatic. Like, whatever you did is incredible.
This is all the 2E implementation. The team is amazing.
Oh yeah.
They are officially licensed by Paizo, all of this is official Paizo stuff.
The map is no longer accurate.
Yeah, it has a goat. That's the spirit of the goat.
It's the residual self-image of the goat.
Yes.
So I guess, yeah, you guys head up to the second floor and you can show them what happened here and go through.
We're in the goat matrix.
The Gotrix.
The Gotrix.
So, yeah, you go up to the second floor.
Show him Azomi.
Show him Azomi
I'm literally wearing Azomi's mask, so...
He doesn't know. He's never seen Azomi, so... So you see, they show you the body of the corpse of an envy spawn. That's got, it's just laying there and his jaws are just kind of hanging open sideways. I imagine Borm has not seen anything like that before.
No. No, he's not seen that. He's also not seen it in Stonehome, but he'll definitely come back to potentially clean this.
Oh, Borm can help us.
Ushers everybody to the basement.
Borm can help us solve the mystery of the shitter.
Do you guys take him up to the? I assume you guys take him up to the top floor where the archery range is.
Yes, the Bogustick undead.
The floating heads and
hobby horses. There's no spring mechanism.
You show him the not so floating heads.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he probably doesn't believe you that they float because he's never seen floating heads before, and they're just laying there on sticks now.
They bit me and gave me the plague. They did. I got better.
One of them was wearing a hat, so Vercog's wearing that, and then the other one was wearing a bandana, which I am currently wearing. If you want the other bandana, that's up to you, man. That's, no one claimed it.
That's the tour of Stonehome, and I guess you really taking in all of the death and destruction that happened. You're seeing all these people, these bodies, this body of this thing that doesn't belong there, the three heads up top as they're trying to explain everything to you the best that the goblins can.
we do mention that Azomi had been brought here by Mitramar.
Yes.
Yep.
And that there were others in Mitramar's entourage that haven't been accounted for.
Yeah, that was the question. That was why I said, how many people went down with Mitramar, and we got no answer.
That he had Azomi and the dog.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Goromites who went with him. I meant on the boat. That we actually got an answer out of the first mate, now captain, didn't we? Like there was a handful of them, like 5 or 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I think they said 6 to 8.
Okay.
And how many?
That they recalled.
And how many floating heads did we find?
Oh no! The captain went here with 2 mates. Those were the floating heads.
Right.
So that's 3.
That's not included in that. That was.
But okay, so
they weren't part of that crew. They were separate.
Those would be the cultists, right?
Yes.
Unless the cultists were homegrown. just chilling in there.
They could be fungus. Anyway, to the basement.
Yep.
To the basement. All right. And there's the basement. There's something that stands out to you.
Dead cat dogs?
And there's the dead cat dogs.
Dog slug.
There's the hole in the basement. But, Borm, you've never been beyond into the tunnel here.
Beyond the wall.
Has Borm ever been in the basement at all?
Yeah,
Probably
that's
not.
a great question.
Would I
know that a tunnel's down here, or is this completely alien to me?
No, it wasn't something that was common knowledge.
Right. And once again, I'll take the opportunity to mention that Vanda was too much of a coward to come down here.
Oh my god.
But if any of us are capable of checking tracks or stealth, perhaps now is the time to start, because we don't know how far the people who are aware of our existence went up this tunnel to check up. It's probably going to be difficult, though, because some of the tunnel is water, isn't it?
Underwater, yes. There's deep puddles.
Maybe we should just proceed to the bottom of Rusthenge and...
Yeah, but the next thing that we went to was that intersection where there was the big spooky door that had the armor behind.
All right, you make your way to that door where you had the animated armor. There you see the stairs going up and the doorway to the north.
Did we leave it closed? We left it closed, didn't we?
There was another
you guys
way.
Closed them.
We did close it.
We closed it behind
There's
us.
also
I
a path
remember.
over here
Yeah, that we never explored.
that we haven't actually...
Well, we do know we're like at the bottom of an island, and there are pillars at the top.
Yeah.
So it's reasonable to assume that there are floors between this one and the island top. And this is a way up.
Well,
yes.
This is where we came. This is where we came from, over to the east.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm confused about these stairs, because like this to the right here. That's where we came in. Yes.
Yes.
And this is the stairs, or the stairs are over here to the left.
These are the stairs to the left.
Oh, okay. So, in the immortal words of Bill Murray, the stairs, they go up.
They go up.
Okay.
What is I question going up, because I feel like our immediate goal is finding Elder Ordway.
Yeah, but we don't even know where she is.
And the only sign that we have of her was
That
the
note.
room that was down here, though, wasn't it?
I think it was the one with the Yeth Hound.
That's the only sign that we have of her at all. Aside from that, it's like she was never here.
That is correct.
Like,
I want to peek at the stairs.
All right.
I'm actually going to sneak over.
Okay.
and sneak up the stairs and just see what I can see.
I will go with you.
Okie dokie. If you'd like to roll a stealth for me, or...
You can go ahead and roll stealth.
Oh, okay. It'd be a 21.
A 21. All right. You take quite a bit of time as you start sneaking your way up these stairs, and they seem to go for a long ways. They kind of twist up. It's not the clean cut stone like you're used to in through this complex. Very jagged walls, and it goes up and up and up. About a total of 200 feet.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go up the whole way, obviously. Interesting. Well, Verkog came with me, yes?
Yeah.
I mean...
So, I mean, how far up would you think you would go before you can't see all the way up there?
That's the whole thing, is like, if it's coming to like it's curving around, or I'm going to be going around a blind corner, I'm not going to go around anymore.
Okay. So you probably get up 40, 50 feet before it starts to curve, like a major curve where you wouldn't be able to see back down, which is getting just pretty close to the edge of your dark vision anyway.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So, yeah, at that point, I'm just going to signal that I'm going to be heading back down. It's interesting, though.
I have returned.
Welcome back. We checked out the staircase.
Yeah.
There's no breastplates, so don't worry about that. But it's rough hewn into the rock, and it goes up a long ways.
Yeah, you made it about 50 feet up, and you could see, you peek around the corner, and you could probably see another 40, 50 feet before it curves again.
It might be the end of the ship.
This would have to be a very, very convoluted interdimensional shitter to cover both this place and the stone home.
I mean, all of what we've seen down here, I wouldn't discount it.
Damn it, you're right.
Okay. Well, continue looking for Elder Mom, but we still have that altar that we have to contend with. Borm, I don't suppose you know anything about that.
He's never been down here.
Well, it doesn't mean anything.
That's true.
We can open the door and let him look at it from afar. Just don't give him any chalk.
Just, that's true.
I'm really never going to live that down, am I?
Well,
just like Tad, Mark's never going to live down the opening the door, right?
Well, no, especially not now.
Or flat of the blade.
Kind of hard to live down things once you're dead.
Well, it's all up from there. Okay, gonna push open the door with the spooky minotaurs, which obviously were absolutely minotaurs.
So, Tad, you are seeing these rusty iron armor with one of them's missing a breastplate. And you guys make your way north to the next door.
Onto the altar that we lulled to sleep.
Sung to sleep.
And then tried to wake up with arrows and failed.
You guys are keeping a healthy distance. I don't.
Oh, am I supposed to actually be moving with you guys? Remember, I'm even more noisy now.
All right. And do you open the door again?
Well, no. Now I'm scared.
Well, no.
Okay. Would you like to stealth while I open the door? Would you like to stealth while Borm opens the door?
Cindy opens the door.
All right. You open the door. You hear the whirring and the buzzing of the contraption in the center of the room. And we'll pick up there next week.
Those assholes woke it up.
you for listening to Dour Gnome Adventures. If you enjoyed our show, check out our website, dourgnomeproductions.com, for links to our social media and Discord community. Also, don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast app of choice and share us with your friends who might enjoy our show. New episodes drop every Monday. Dour Gnome Productions uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Dour Gnome Productions is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. We are playing through the Pathfinder adventure Rusthenge by Vanessa Hoskins. Music and sound effects for this podcast by Michael Ghelfi Studios, Filip Melvin, and Kevin MacLeod. Dour Gnome Adventures is the property of Dour Gnome Productions.